Hello, welcome to my kitchen. We're in here today. Sorry if the audio isn't great, but we couldn't put a mic in the kitchen. Yeah. Anyway, today is my birthday, so we're gonna make a birthday cake. Specifically this year, I'm going to try to make a Gmax Alcremie cake because it sounds fun. So I thought I would try that. So of course, the first step to making any cake is of course coming over here to our ingredients. And what you want to do is you want to just like push all those to the side to make room for cake mix. Yeah, I'm just here to make a nice looking cake. I'm not about to make 4 cakes from scratch. Be surprised that I'm even doing cake mix. I was gonna just buy 4 pre-made cakes, but I thought it would be fun to try actually making something. Look, I'm an artist, I'm not a baker. Let's go. We actually have 5 cake mixes. I just made sure I had plenty just in case, but we will start with this one. Let me get my hair out the way and we'll get started. I have a lot of hair. I don't want hair in my cake. So, you know, it's recommended that you tie it back. In fact, I'll even do a little shove that in my hood. Covered. Right. I hope I don't slip and die on this floor. I had to take my slippers off because they're really, really noisy. So I'm just in socks on a lino floor. I will need some of these ingredients, okay? I pushed them aside, but I do need some of them. Not the milk though. I do actually need the eggs and butter. So what I have is 2 cake tins, and we're gonna make 4 cakes, so we're gonna have to do 2 batches. And we're gonna have the bottom one be like that size, and then we're gonna cut each one down to, you know, get smaller with each tier. But yeah, it's a 4-tier cake, because that's what Gmax Alcremie is, so. No one's actually gonna eat this cake, by the way. Me and Gary will have a piece and then we'll just bin it. We'll find someone to eat some of it, I'm sure. We're also gonna do cupcakes, probably with just spare cake mix, I think. I'm not sure how much of a tin 1 pack will fill, that's why I bought so many. But we are going to do cupcakes, because I do want candles, because I like candles, but I don't want candles in the Gmax cake, because there's really nowhere to put them, so I'm going to do cupcakes to put my candles in. Whisk by hand or electric mixer. Oh, we have an electric mixer. Would it be a bad idea to get out the electric mixer at 6 AM? What I'm getting here is I need to measure out all my ingredients. So let's do them in order. Eggs. Eggs first, because if I get any shell in here, I need to pick it out before I put everything else in. Almost perfect. I got a tiny bit of shell in that one. Give me that. At least I'm not trying to keep my yolks intact since it's all getting mushed up anyway. Ooh, perfect. I did good. And egg 3, don't ruin everything now. I did it. I got it. That's eggs. Water. Very nice. Oil, we're going to use margarine because I don't want oily cake, I want margarine cake. Oh, it wants 100 grams of melted butter. Do I have to melt butter right now? You can tell me there's this much effort in making a cake? Our scale looks very ominous. Right, I know it's a big chunk because this is like a 500 gram thing of butter, so don't worry, my hands are clean. Come on, work with me here. That's 81. that's 104. It can just be an extra buttery cake. I'm gonna go melt this and chuck it in. You can't see this because I'm behind the camera, but I'm here. This is where the hob is. I'm gonna melt butter now. I'll be right back. So I'm gonna melt that. We're gonna do the first cake. Well, the first two, I don't know. And I think I'll do the others off camera. Cause like, what's the point of making them all on camera? Okay, that is 100 grams of melted butter. Well, 104, you get the idea. And now we just need the cake mix. Get in there. Cool. Got the electric whisk. We're ready to probably throw cake mix everywhere. So let's hope I don't ruin the camera. Here goes. That looks good to me. I really like this color. It's very red. Now it just wants me to pour it into the tins and bake them. Sounds easy enough. Do I need to butter the tin first? I feel like I should butter the tin first, right? I'm gonna butter the tin first. I don't know if I should use baking paper as well. It doesn't say to do that. It also doesn't say to butter the pan. I'm just gonna take some initiative because I don't want to let all this work go to waste because the cake won't come out. I mean, the good thing about these pans is the bottom comes out like that. So you can pop the cake out more easily, in theory. I don't think I've made my own birthday cake since... Have I ever made my own birthday cake? Usually someone else makes the cake. I'm just like, I would like it this shape, please. And then I decorate it. I mean, it's usually just a standard round cake. It says just pour it in the tin. My question is, how much does it rise? Because half a tin might be enough to make the full cake. I don't really know anything about cake. How much does a cake rise in the oven?
Here is what I found. It is recommended to bake cake in the oven at 175 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes to 35 minutes, and to rest for 10 minutes. Bake until cake is golden. Test the cake by inserting a toothpick. If the toothpick comes out
That's
clean,
not what I
your cake is done.
asked.
Is that helpful?
No!
Thanks for your feedback.
I asked how much does it rise? Well, I'm gonna go with 2/3 and assume it'll rise about 1/3. I'll go a little more than 2/3 just to be safe. We can cut these down, but we can't make them taller if they come out too small. In we go. Ooh, this looks pretty. Oh, I like that. That looks nice. Oh, oh, oh. Can I like, yeah, I wanted to flick it back in the bowl. Okay, that's definitely more than 2/3. I'm gonna go with that. I think you're supposed to like, I don't know, you're supposed to wobble it, make it flat. I think I read that somewhere, saw it in a YouTube video. I don't know. Okay, we have a little extra, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill up some cupcake cases and see what happens with those. They'll obviously cook a lot faster, so I put them on a tray. I don't actually have a cupcake tin, so they might come out kind of wide if they just like weigh down the cases. What colour? Well, I think obviously we have to go with rose gold, right? That's like my colour. See, what happened is I was buying a phone, and it was the first time ever I bought a smartphone that was brand new, and my options were black or rose gold. And I was like, let's just be exciting and take rose gold. I don't want a boring phone. Let's have the more interesting colour. And then it became my aesthetic. Big healthy scoop in there. Ah! So we want like 2 spoonfuls per case, I think. Oh, I'm being impatient. I'm getting cake everywhere. I hope the mic is picking me up alright. But really upset if none of this footage is useful. Please, it's my birthday. Don't ruin my footage. Yeah. So we have 5 cupcakes and the big cake. I might have to move the camera now because it's blocking the oven. But I will, I'll check back in with you when the cakes are cooked. And we'll see how that goes. We're back. So our cupcakes are done. This one is a little leaking, and I ate this one. But this one's good, and this one's not too bad, so I'll go with those 2 probably. I only need 2. And we're gonna make more anyway, because they'll be left over from the other batches, so we'll make more. But more importantly, the cake. Yeah, it's done. The tin's still a little hot, so I'm gonna need these things. What was that? Anyway, let's just move. I'm gonna take these off. These have been cooling for a while, so they're fine. I noticed this one that was the best one. Actually, I accidentally put it in 2 cases, so I'm gonna do that with the rest of them to hopefully get better cakes. So this has been in the oven for about 45 minutes, and it's been cooling for like 10. Obviously we'll have to cut the top down because it's not flat, but you know, this is going to be the bottom because we're going to flip it. Anyway, let's just do it. It looks like it'll come out, so let's hope it doesn't stick and get stuck. So here we go. How hot is the bottom? It's still kind of hot. How do I push the, there we go. Hey, that looks good. Can I peel this off? This is still hot. How am I supposed to get it off? Help! I'm gonna burn myself if I peel it off. I'm gonna peel that off when it's cool. 1 cake down, 3 to go. Wish me luck. I'm gonna go ahead and bake the rest off camera. I don't see the point of redoing the whole thing 3 times. I don't think that's gonna be super exciting. So I will see you back when all the cakes are finished and cooled and ready to be iced. Okay, I'll see you soon. Okay, cakes are done. That one looks very, very dark on camera. I promise you it's not burnt. It's a dark chocolate cake or something. I don't know. These are both chocolate. But this one's dark. Anyway, we have cakes. Carrot cake, red velvet, chocolate number 2. Time to do the other stuff. Knife. So the first thing I need to do is cut them all to the sizes I want them. They need to gradually get smaller as they go up. I'm gonna keep the carrot cake on the bottom. I'm happy with how that is right now. I might slightly trim the edges, but whatever. That's good. We're sticking with that. Then we're gonna do this one, because I think this one might be one of the heavier ones, so I think it'd be better to keep it near the bottom. Then red velvet, and then the other chocolate. Yeah, that's my plan, anyway. Hopefully that goes well. Hope this doesn't go horribly wrong. I don't really have anything to like cut them super level. I'm just gonna eyeball it and trust my instincts that I've never cut a cake before. I know there's ways I could do this more accurately, but I'm tired And we're just gonna have to deal with whatever result we get, to be honest. Okay. I don't even know what to do with this piece of cake. Oh, it's alright, that. Don't worry, I've been in the restaurant. It looks a little wonky. I think there's a little bit too much on this part. Again, probably not recommended to eyeball it. It's also probably not recommended to eat cake for breakfast. But what else am I supposed to do with these little pieces I'm cutting off? That will be the bottom, so I'm going to flip that back over without damaging it, hopefully. There we go. And I need to cut out... I won't cut too much because I'm worried I'm going to overdo it. But I need to cut like just a little bit all the way around. Because each layer will get progressively smaller. There we go. Let me take your coat off there. That's not too bad. Nope, let's just see. Without breaking it. How's that on top of the other one? That seems about right to me. It might need to be a little bit smaller, just because there will be decorations that need to go around the edge. But we can figure that out when we get to it. Let's do this one. I'm definitely cutting this very uneven. I'm sorry, cake. I think I cut one weird straight bit right there. Can I just pop this one out? Ta-da! I kind of want to keep that. I can make another cake with that. I don't know. Honestly, looking at that, I'm feeling it. Doesn't feel like it's going to collapse on itself, which is great. I do have supports to go in the final cake, but I was worried that it was going to all fall apart. Anyway, let's cut up the chocolate one. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Can I put this one on this as a lid? I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'll pin that in a minute. We're definitely going to need a second cut of this one to neaten it up because I've made a mess of it already. Release it from the cake prison. You could make one of those cakes where you fill it with stuff with all this extra. Okay, that's about the same size as the one we got, so if I neaten it up and make it a little bit smaller, then we should be ready to go. This one's going to take a little bit more carving, I think, to get it just right. I also want maybe the top to kind of go in a little bit, be a bit smaller, because however big the top is, that's how big the model on the top has to be of the Alcremie. So keep that in mind. Let me just, oh, look how useful that is. It's a little cake bin. You can't quite see all of it on camera, but I like that. I'm kind of worried that if I do anything else with it, I'll ruin it, but I do think every layer needs to be slightly smaller than it is right now. Just because there needs to be a bit more of a gap for each one for the little decorations to go on. The bit I'm worried about is... So I bought this. This is supposed to be a support. This is the smallest one I could order. But I think it's going to be too big. This is supposed to go on this layer. Ooh, it will fit now, but if I make it any smaller, it won't. Do I just keep it like it is? I wanted to cut everything a little bit smaller, but I'm worried that that's not going to fit if I do. I do want to use this support thing, because I don't want the cake falling apart on me. Anyway, let me get my little cake bin out of the way. Into the actual bin. I also just realised I didn't take off my stupid annoying slippers even though I wrote a note for myself on the fridge to remind me. I knew I'd forget. I'm sorry if my slippers have been squeaky. I had them off earlier, but then I forgot and I put them back on. Okay, there's our icing rolling mat thing. And here is our cake tray. I got a nice rose gold one. I've actually had this in my storage for like 2 years because I didn't get around to making a cake. Anyway, there we go. Beautiful. So the next thing we gotta do is use these icings. I got like 4 of these, and these are gonna coat the cake before we put the icing on. So I'm not an expert on cake, but I'm gonna assume the best thing to do is to plop that on the cake board, coat it, and then chuck the icing on, I think. I would have got different types for different layers, like the red velvet usually go for like a cream cheese type sauce. Sauce? Icing. I mean, icing's kind of a sauce. Anyway, that's what you'd usually do, but I didn't have a lot of time to find all the right flavors, and I figured I don't really care, let's just stick chocolate on all of them. Hello?
Hello? You having fun?
Ish.
Are you winning?
I'm winning. Alright, see you in a bit, thank you. I've just sent Gary to the shop to get me icing sugar. I forgot about icing sugar. I need that to roll out the icing on the mat, otherwise it's gonna stick. You know, something tells me chocolate and carrot cake really don't go, but something also tells me that no one's gonna eat this. Of all the options, no one's gonna pick carrot cake. I like carrot cake, but to be fair, I think this cake got cooked the most, so it's probably the most likely to be overdone. Okay, this can go to the side for a minute. Just gonna put it over here on this corner. And what we do need to do is make sure this mat is clean. So I have my rolling pin, which you screw on these pieces and it's still wet. You screw on these pieces and it'll keep it level for the thickness of icing you want, which is handy. We do have to, of course, wait for Gary to get back with the icing sugar, but in the meantime, we can probably mix up a colour. So here's our main icing colours we'll be using. I also have a red one over there and extras of these colours. I think for these two, these are pretty good. We'll just use the actual colours they give us. Those kind of do match the layers. But I don't know about the blue. Does it seem a little too dark? I feel like I wanted a bit more of a baby blue. I'm also just going to open these up in advance. So yellow is going to be for the bottom layer. I'm pretty happy using that yellow, I think. Or should I? Actually, I think I will lighten it, because I don't have any way to darken the colours. And some of the details are also going to be yellow, and I want them to stand out, so they need to be darker. Plus, it's just nice to go pastel-y in general. Let's start with the yellow then. I do like more pastel-y colours. It's kind of funny, this is going to be a very pastel-y cake, even though my birthday's right by Halloween. We're going very pastel-y. Yeah, I think I like that colour. It looks nice. That will be our bottom layer. I'm just going to mix it a little more. I might start mixing up some other colours. Rude. It's no longer like 6 in the morning, so people are up and making noise. We'll do the blue next. Honestly, it's hard to get the exact colours for the Gmax because they always have like that red light all over them. So it distorts all the colours a bit, so you can't quite tell the exact colours. Okay then, looks like our blue is done. And finally, we are going to need a pink one. We're actually going to need 2 pink layers, so I'll make sure I mix up quite a bit just to be sure we have enough. The pink is actually pretty good. I do want to lighten it, but not too much, because it actually is a pretty good shade of pink. I also kind of wonder how much, like, creative liberty I want to take on this. Like, the thing with Gmax Alcremie, as much as I love it, and I love the concept of it using all the different sweets that Alcremie can have, is too many colours. I actually prefer like minimalist colour schemes. So I wouldn't be against taking some of the colours out, to be honest. I'm kind of tempted to take out all the colours that aren't like pink, yellow, and blue. But at the same time, I want to like make it accurate. I would do the shiny version. Like, that would be my instinct to immediately do the shiny version. But the shiny version is mostly black, which, on the one hand, probably no one's even going to eat this cake, so who cares? But on the other hand, this icing, if you get the black one, it is the worst one. It tastes awful. I don't know what they put in it, but it tastes really bad. Okay, I do like this shade of pink. I think I'll make it a little darker, but also we need quite a bit more than that, so I'm going to add a big chunk of white and pink to this. There we go. Pink. I think I'm going to split this one into two, since it's for two separate layers. Okay, and done. It's already sticking. We definitely need some icing sugar. We have icing sugar. A little sprinkling of this on the top, not too much. Let's maybe get some on the rolling pin. I just really don't want anything to stick. So the good thing about the rolling pin is once these get down to the level where they're touching it, they will keep it at a consistent level, which is the nice thing about this rolling pin. That's what it's designed for. Is this weird to roll like this? Like with your whole arm? I'm not sure if this is going to roll big enough with this rolling pin setting. I think I might have to pick a different one. That's my worry. To be fair, that's very thick. I think we can go one smaller on the rolling pin. We could swap it to this one. I think this will be good. And if that's good, it'll be good for all of them. That should be better. It seems very small, but I think that's actually what we want. I don't really know how to approach this. Oh, actually, no, that covers it pretty well. I think I was overestimating how big the cake was. You can't really see this. Let me slide it on over for you so you can properly see what I'm doing. That's looking pretty good. I like that. I'm gonna very carefully go around. I'm gonna go with the back of the knife because I don't want to cut the cake board by accident. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think we'll make that the back. It's a little messy around the edges, but like I said, there's going to be detail around the bottom, so I don't need to worry about that too much. Okay, so next step should be the next layer. There's a definite gap, and my worry is there's not really a lot of space there like I was hoping, but I didn't want to make the layers too small. So I am going to struggle getting some of the decorations right on the edge, but what I'm going to do is they're supposed to be like little squirts of cream, so I think I'll just do half a squirt, like I'll make them, I'll cut them in half, and then I'll stick them to the sides, and then we should be fine. Anyway, I'm pretty pleased with how that's looking, so... Now it's time for the support. Well, I can eyeball it and hope for the best. The thing is, the cake didn't seem that wobbly anyway. Oh, that was satisfying. How's that? They definitely need to be a little bit shorter. Oh. I think this will work. I don't really know what I'm doing, but you know. You just kind of stick them in and hope for the best, I think. My worry is that's going to show a little bit on the edge. Definitely makes it a bit more stable. Just maybe also sticks out a bit. I don't know how to feel about that. Alright, let's continue. There we go. My main concern really is just how much this sticks out. I don't like that. I don't think we're going to be able to effectively cover it. I do think maybe a cake this small just isn't intended to have supports in it. But I don't want to risk it, so we're just going to go with it. And there we go. Our top layer that has a little bit of chocolate peeking out. That's okay. Doesn't even quite fit on the camera. Ah, right. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this upstairs. And I'm gonna add all the little decorations and stuff. And hope that goes well. I'll see you upstairs. So I brought the cake upstairs to my room so I could sit at my desk to decorate it. And also because I was planning to take all the photographs and record the little end bits in the bedroom. That way I can set up a cute little display and stuff. And not be in the gross kitchen. Most of the decorations for this are actually pretty simple, so there's not really a lot to say about them, it's just a lot of basic shapes. I was a little sloppy with them because I was really short on time, but I still think they came out okay. I just probably could have done them neater if I took a bit longer. I decided not to do the Gmax clouds. I just didn't really want to do them. I mean, it's not really like I had time to get the clouds done anyway. I do like how the cake turned out, but if I had more time, I think I might have gone ahead and gone with the plan of cutting the layers down to be a little smaller, so it was a little bit more accurate to the actual Pokemon. Because even though my layers get smaller as they go up, they don't have that, like, little bit of ledge for the decorations to sit on each layer. I still think I made it work, it just isn't quite as accurate. But saying that, if I had done that and cut them smaller, I definitely would have had to skip out using the supports. Maybe I could have found a smaller support, but that is the smallest one I could find, so I don't know if they do smaller ones. Once the cake was fully decorated, we actually didn't have any troubles moving it. It wasn't too bad at all, but I don't know if the same would have been true if there weren't any supports in it. It was a heavy cake. Like, at least a couple kilograms of icing. So, yeah. My original intention for this video was to do a short segment at the beginning where I did the baking, and then focus most of the video on the decorating, but it kind of ended up the other way around. I was really short on time for this video. I did the whole thing from start to finish in 3 days. Although at the beginning of the video I did act like I started it on my birthday. I didn't start it on my birthday, I started it 2 days early. I just wanted it to feel like it was all one day, you know? It definitely wasn't. In general, the video ended up being a lot longer than I planned, but I kinda like long videos. Hopefully you also enjoyed it. I definitely had fun with it. Obviously I'm gonna show you the full cake at the end of the video, but if you do want to see any more pictures of it, I am going to post some pictures of it on my Twitter and my Instagram sometime soon. So go drop a follow there if you want to see those when they get posted and all that. If you actually made it this far into the video, comment Happy bday, but spell it like B-E-A day, like my name. That's what my dad wrote on my birthday card. So go ahead and comment that so I can see who watches the whole video. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon for my Halloween video.